I just wanted to say that I was just listening to some cold calls yesterday because I'm planning on doing some cold calling the rest of this week and just moving forward to make it a part of my daily routine. And I signed up for Espresso Agent, which is a little cheaper than Vulcan 7. But back to the point about cold calling and circle prospecting. I heard it differently yesterday than I've ever heard it before, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Right now, it is not the time to passively try to talk to buyers and sellers. Right now is the time to create an urgency in the market because a lot of homeowners have that 3%, 4% interest rate, and it is harder for them right now to get back into the market and purchase a home, right? Because they're going to have a higher interest rate. So when you're circle prospecting or when you're making your calls to your sphere or in your CRM, the way that you can start to create that sense of urgency is by telling them, and back to Elias's point, if you're pulling up the solds in a specific neighborhood, and let's say there's 14 offers. I saw in Walnut Creek that there was actually 14 offers on a particular property in Walnut Creek. Well, when I pick up the phone today, I'm going to specifically talk about, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, this property right next door actually just sold. There was 14 offers on the property and one of them got accepted. So that means there's 13 other families right now looking in your neighborhood and would like a home just like yours that fits their criteria. So at that point, you can start that conversation because they're going to want information on that. If anything, it's a good way to build a relationship for the future. And another way of doing it as well is most agents have buyers that they're working with that can't find them the perfect property for them. And they do absolutely nothing to try to find them a perfect property besides maybe post on Slack. They just browse the MLS every once in a while. Maybe they throw that buyer on a Real Scout. Maybe they don't. They just wait for something to hit the market. Well, why aren't we taking advantage of the fact that having a potential buyer and using that opportunity to meet other property owners in the neighborhood to build long-term relationships and create your own inventory by circle prospecting, door knocking, things like that. So some things that you can do is write out the criteria of every buyer you have, make a list of the roads and the subdivisions in your markets that fit your buyer's criteria, do a handwritten letter to many of those properties that fit their criteria, and then run a Facebook ad or do some circle prospecting in that neighborhood, follow up, and then make that appointment and try to sell it to the buyer. If the buyer doesn't move forward, list it. If the property owner doesn't want to list it or sell it, make a strong connection for the future, send them a weekly newsletter, set them up on a Real Scout, do something like that moving forward. So that's going to be my plan. And I'm happy to share more with anyone else that's interested.